Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Story Mode, and the big island in the sky, one of them, the green one with dragons and machines and such. We've got dragon problems to deal with. Let's go! Say goodbye to Green Skyland. We're moving on, right? I'll be fine. Plenty of time to recover on the airship. That's right, that's where we're headed. Thanks for the curry earlier, by the way, it was delicious. With Lunar Bahamut bound for Paglth'an, Grahatia is determined to call upon the aid of your fellow scions. I've already sent word to the others. We're to rendezvous in Ul'dah, at the Hall of Flames. Let us collect Alphino and be on our way. Oh, right. The boy. Can't be forgetting him. He's got your blood. Oh. Look at you guys just bringing me right to places a little more often. So kind. Although I am feeling a little bit, warmly dressed for these environs. This might get very stuffy. Hang on. It's a little better. And it is such a nice look. It's less warm than the other thing. First the spate of abductions, and now an attack on the Amalja homeland. What did the Telophoroi aim to achieve with all this? If you're worried about me, don't be. I got some rest during the flight, and now I feel ready for anything. I don't fully trust you on that, but okay. As I'm sure you recall, Arenvald and Fordola were bound for Paglth'an. I pray they've not come to any harm. By happy coincidence, Kryle and I were in the process of concluding our inquiries when news reached us of Lunar Bahamut's return. There's much to discuss, but it will have to wait. Of the foe we face, we know but little. Though time be of the essence, we must not stint in our preparations, lest our haste to fly to the aid of the Amalja cost us our best chance of victory. Now, I know some of you could do with a rest, but I'm sorry to say the Telophoroi have other plans. Paglthan's already under siege. Happily, the Immortal Flames arrived just in time to join the defensive effort, with Marshal Terrapin at their head. Well now, given the failure of the peace negotiations, I was uncertain how the Sultanate would respond. 'Tis good to hear that Ul'dah has not abandoned the Amalja. Abandon them? Did we not profess to be their friends? Who's talking? Oh, you. Didn't quite get the voice exactly right, but hi, good to see you. Your Grace. Marshal Terrapin had made provisions for such an exigency. Don't know if I know of that word. Marshal Terrapin had made provisions for such an exigency, and was ready to depart at a moment's notice. All that was required was the agreement of the Syndicate, each of whom voted in favor of intervention. Nor is Ul'dah alone in its resolve. The other Alliance nations have likewise dispatched their troops to Paglth'an. Yet even with our combined strength, we shall be sorely tested, for we face not only the might of an Imperial Legion, but Lunar Bahamut and his draconic horde besides. Tiamat's children. Fight as we may, victory is by no means assured. But not all the omens are grim. Our forces report that, despite their proximity to Lunar Bahamut, none of the Amalja show any signs of tempering. Strange. What primal would turn down a chance to claim new thralls? Unless it is incapable of doing so. Primals are not wont to serve a master, Ascian or otherwise. It may well be that Lunar Bahamut differs in some fundamental manner from those we've previously encountered. If that were true, Anyone could fight him, and Dermot and others like him wouldn't have to shoulder the burden alone. Be that as it may, Lunar Bahamut remains an incalculably powerful foe whom our soldiers will struggle to best through mere force of arms. With the aid of the Scions, however, I believe they will fare rather better. Assuming, that is, you are ready to take the field. An airship awaits to bear you to the front. Pray set forth as soon as you're able. I, meanwhile, shall continue to coordinate our forces. Till next we meet, may the 12 bless and keep you. It was kind of her to speak with us personally. You may be certain she has no shortage of other responsibilities. Well, I, for one, am inclined to do as her grace requests. Lest we forget, Arenvald and Fordola are in Paglth'an on reconnaissance. The sooner we save the day, the better their chances. Indeed. To the airship, then. Time to go. Yeah, go. Yes, going is what we're doing. To the airship landing, wherever that is, it's been a long time. Found it. Found it. Good news, gang. I found the airship landing. Lest thou wonder, I have attended to Thancred's ammunition and completed mine own preparations. I trust thou canst say the same of thine. I do love that they really do stick with this. Like, this effectively magical disability Thancred has now, of not being able to wield ether or magic or anything else. He does rely on others to provide that for him. And I don't remember if I've mentioned this in another episode. I wouldn't be aware of it unless my friend Sarah hadn't kind of pointed it out to me, but a really delightful, subtle touch that they've added kind of from this point on in any battle where you can bring Thancred in as a trust combatant. There are specific gunbreaker abilities which involve the use of ether, which he will only be able to use if he is paired with someone else in the party who is a magic user. So like Oriange or Y'shtola or Grahatia. And that's such a nice little touch. Like, they didn't have to go to that extra trouble. But I love that they did. Just really lovely. Do you think Estinian and Tiamat have already reached Paglth'an? I should know better than to speculate on the whereabouts of the Azure Dragoon. Forgive me. It is not impossible that the Telophoroi redirected some of the troops stationed at the tower to the front line. If so, this may all turn out to have been to Arenvald and Fordola's benefit. I hope that too. Given what we know, some, or perhaps even all, of the Imperial soldiers may have been tempered. If we can subdue them, we should be able to do something about that, but they would still see us as enemies even then. That said, they wouldn't be deaf to reason, which is better than nothing. So, the Telophoroi have constructed buildings capable of tempering, and primals which are not. What secrets are they hiding? I too am curious, but first things first, I suppose. Where's you? Greetings. We've been expecting you. But say the word, and we shall depart for Paglth'an at once. The word, please. I'm ready to go. Though I guess I do need to pick who I'm going in with here. Who to bring? Hang on. Well, it feels right bringing Alphino, for sure, since he's worried about Friend. Might as well keep the twins together. Graha, why don't you come along too?
I stand ever ready.
That's what I'm counting on. Okay, let's go do us a dungeon, the final dungeon of Shadowbringers. Here we go. To Paglth'an. You know what, actually, there's a description I could bring up. Maybe I should do that first. Hang on. Let me find it. Paglth'an. Long have the sweeping plains of Paglth'an been home to the nomadic Amalja. Though the herding of livestock keeps them constantly on the move, the permanent settlement of Zolmak forms the seat of power and center of their society. It is there the Telophoroi would wreak destruction, dispatching a vast host comprised of both Imperial soldiers and tempered dragons, with Lunar Bahamut at its head. Yet, even against these heretofore unimagined foes, the Amalja stand strong, with Estinian, the recently freed Tiamat, and the Eorzean alliance at their side, and eager to turn the tide. Yes, it's quite a alliance gathering we've got going on here. Should be pretty good. Zalmak, by the way, is, I'm pretty sure, just an area in, I don't remember which part of Thanalin outside Ul'dah, but like it's a place you can go frequently. Tons of Amalja there. Would have been very dangerous in A Realm Reborn, and then never again. Once the level cap increased. Doesn't really matter, though. Let's get ourselves in there. Formulate crew.
I stand
right.
ever ready.
Let's go. Ascian vermin, you shall torment my children no longer. Here we go. Probably better pull up text in case people start talking, because they're definitely going to talk. All right. Tiny tank time, let's go! We must have faith in Arenvald and Fordola. Okay, everyone pay attention to me, please. Thank you. There we go. Come on, gang. Follow Derman. Yeah, it's a lot of them. Oh, and we've got a bigger one coming in. Okay. Okay. Steady on. Please don't aim those big fire blasts at the crew. Very interesting seeing even the dragon tier attacking us saying glory be to Garlemald. Something very clearly not right here. No. There we go. Come on, crew. We press on. Help is here. This way, allies, comrades, friends. You guys have explosives up there. They're gonna throw explosives. I don't remember if they actively help or not. I'm just kind of hoping, because I'd love that. There we go. They didn't really assist so much, but I appreciate it all the same. They're just showing us which way to go, I suppose. Let's get him! Oh, goodness, there's more. There we go. Thank you, Overdweller. Let me show you the way. Yeah. Nice. Good work, as always. The kobolds have proven to be staunch allies indeed. Ooh, it's pretty over here. And I think this might be our first boss. Call it a hunch. Huluk. A rather cool-looking dragon, actually. Quite unique. A Mercidian dragon. Is this what they look like over there? It's quite cool. Oh, that would be a tank buster. No, thank you. After so many complex fights, these mechanics are going to seem pretty straightforward. What we need to do here is take these little electric charges to those little lightning rod type things, and then find a safe place to stand. Pretty much all of this boss's mechanics are electrical in nature. With this one, The boss has created all these orbs that are soon going to explode, continually explode kind of around themselves in a small radius, so we need to make sure that no matter where we're positioning for other mechanics, that we are not near the orbs. Okay, now this thing again, but again, stay away from orbs. Drop that off.
Stubborn.
Get somewhere safe. All right, there we go. No problem. Okay, got a variety of orbs again, including one orb that's bigger than the others.
Let's give them a show.
Putting out an even wider radius of shocks. Still not that complicated, though. Again, especially compared to the many much more difficult boss fights we've been doing in raids and such over the course of these patches. There's a nice breeze by comparison. And I'm grateful. Come on, die. There it is. In death, may you find the peace you were denied in life. Whew, that is a sight. Come on, crew. Is that the Azure Dragoon?
What took you so long?
Hi there.
The Amalta are in trouble. Let's split up.
What? Isn't that what we were doing before? Very well. I shall fly to their aid. One could not ask for more dependable allies. Dependable and absent in certain people's cases. Yeah. All right, all right, all right. Fight me. Come on. There we go. Next. Lord Emmerich. Lucia. Hey, look who it is. Didn't realize y'all would be out here fighting in person. Lovely to see you. We really should hang out more. I've had quite a lot of battlefield dungeons over the last expansion or so. I like that they've kind of cracked how to do this in terms of presentation. Come on. Die already. We shall see the wounded to safety. You are needed elsewhere. Okay, I'm going. Fall back.
Oh, no, you don't.
Ooh. Very nice, and there he goes. It seems Estinian's good for something after all. As you should well know. Or have you been ignoring my tales of his exploits? No, Alphino, I'm confident she has heard your fanboying aplenty. If anything, you might have raised her expectations a little too high. Bring it! My poor child. I shall free thee from thy pain. Let's see, we should have another boss pretty soon here. Oh. And here we are. You would lend us your aid. Then let us crush this accursed war machine. Absurdly large and ugly as sin. There's no mistaking that classic Garlean design. We must hold our ground until the defenses are broken. So this is kind of an interesting boss. We're sort of fighting the fortress. Preparing to fire. Like, technically we're fighting just smaller enemies and adds and such, but the fortress is going to be attacking us throughout this process, so we need to watch where we stand. They telegraph it pretty clearly. Eventually, we should get an opening to try to attack the fortress itself. I like this spin on a boss design, though. If anything, I feel like they should do this sort of thing more often. Oop. Get knocked somewhere safe. Not in front of the big beams. That knockback is coming, right? I don't know if we ever got the knockback. Whoop. Missiles. Slow missiles? Slow missiles, okay. Slow missiles, but still.
Once the way is clear, strike at the enemy's heart.
Okay. Hit the core. It's doing a defensive reaction, and I don't know what that means. Ow. Not even that much ow, actually. Burn it down quick before it throws us out. Fine. Back to this. It's a cool boss design, though, especially for a battlefield context. Thumbs up. There we go.
Our flames will clear the way. Prepare to strike again.
Very ready to do so. Come on, kill it this time. Die, 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 die. Come on. Yay!
You fight well. Our brethren will hear of your brave deeds.
My goodness. I do hope there aren't any more of those. Me too, that took a bit. Pressing on! Into this very lovely sunset, despite everything. Okay. Rinse and repeat. Be more dead, be more dead. Thank you.
I will call unto my children. The icon waiteth in the heavens. My child shall bear thee to him.
They've answered Tiamat's call. Well, that's very exciting. Let me grab this thing real quick and... Oh, that's a cool just sight out there. Kind of wish we could get to this field normally. It's very pretty. Anyway. Dragon, I'd like to hitch a ride, please. Thank you. It's fun to imagine what the Ul'dah region might have looked like if they were adding it to the game now. I recognize that ether. Bahamut! Everything around here is too darn sturdy for my tastes. Die! Thank you. Pressing on! Whoa. Okay, alright. Dodge that one though, gang. Gang. Dodging. Okay, well, close enough. There we go. Hey, bringing back a very good battle theme, too. Teletherium Lunar Bahamut. I think it might be up to us from here. Well, let me grab a thing. Thing. There we go. Whew! What an arena, though. Let's do this! This is not Bahamut. Just a poor imitation. Imitation or no, we'd be fools to underestimate it. That is true. Please don't. Alright, so Bahamut has dropped some of these little spike things here, and they're going to explode in the order they were dropped. Which, fortunately, we've been left lots of space and clear room this first time as a sort of tutorial version of the attack. I don't think that's always going to be the case, though. Later, we'll have to do the thing where we stack up. Akmorn incoming. Stack up and stay stacked up. But yeah, later on, we'll have to do that thing where we watch which of those spikes drop first, let them go off, and then run to the safe zone they leave. Old traditions at this point. Oop, spread out. There we go. And we leave puddles to avoid. Nice and easy so far. Nothing too bad. All right. I can see the order they're falling in now, though. Whoop. Also got to watch out for what Bahamut does. Forgot that part. We're fine, though. Yipes. Yes, Graha, please take that far away. Yoips. Okay, so these big puddles that have dropped in are going to slowly shrink before they go off and leave one tiny safe zone, which I am not in.
Stubborn.
Yeah, where the safe zone appears is not always consistent. It might be a little sliver on kind of the outside of the arena. It might be at the center. You just have to watch as the big puddles shrink prior to explosion. We're doing fine, though. Who needs to dodge mechanics? Alphino will heal us. Right, buddy?
Leave the healing to me.
See? He gets it. All right. Find the safe spot. I think the center... Yep, center is safe this time.
Allow me.
Yeah. Beautiful. Almost got this handled. Ow. Come on, finish it. Be dead. There we go. Good job, squad. As always, you may not kill things fast, but you always know the mechanics, and I appreciate that. I don't say it often enough. Our efforts may have helped Arenvald and Fordola escape. Is that the last we've seen of Bahamut? Hopefully, Tiamat's wounds are not too severe. I do hope that. Those kobolds certainly knew how to handle themselves. Our allies have stealed where... You talked a little too fast. You want to run that by me again? Our allies have steered well clear of the tower, for good reason. The Amalja will not soon forget this day. I hope not. We were great, and I hope they noticed. Okay. Let's see where things stand.
Children of man, the shade of my beloved is no more, and I shall be forever in your debt. By your deeds are we set free, and free we shall remain, as long as I draw breath. Never again shall the dragons of Marasidia hearken to the lies of the Asians. This I vow.
Noble warriors, the
dragons chose their friends well. Long have our peoples waged war, but no more.
That's great news.
Your fallen lie beside our own. By our words and deeds shall we honor their sacrifice.
You would make peace with Uldar, then? We'd be proud to call you our allies. Let us put the past behind us. I don't know how much we're in the position to declare that one. We'd be proud to call you allies, though.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend. And you have proven yourselves worthy of our trust. It is the Garleans who are deserving of our fury. I shall see that my brethren learn the truth of this day, and rally as many as possible to the cause, till we meet again.
And thus did we make allies of the Amalja.
It would certainly seem that way. The Sultana will be pleased. Let's go and give her the good news, shall we?
Let's do. Sometime earlier, inside the Paglth'an Tower.
What in Ralga's name happened here?
The gods only know. But you can bet these poor sods aren't here by choice.
Quickly! We've got to get them free!
Get back!
No! What have I done?
It's too late for them! We're leaving, now!
No! No! Don't you dare! We came together and we're leaving together!
Concerning. All good over here, though. To see the Amalja fighting alongside us brought to mind the Zun of the Crystarium. I pray that our peoples can forge bonds as strong as those of our counterparts in the First. Me too. From what I could tell, there didn't seem to be many Imperials in the vicinity of the tower. Hopefully Arenvald will have used the opportunity to get in and out undetected. That would be nice. Tiamat did all she promised and more this day, but I doubt she'll be satisfied. Nay, she'll fight on in defense of her children, wheresoever they may be. It'll take more than a single victory to wash away all the bad blood between men and Amalja, but one has to start somewhere. Though the day is won, thanks in no small part to thy valor, the Telophoroi are far from defeated. Yet, be that as it may, 'tis only right that we rejoice in lunar Bahamut's banishment unto the ether. While it would be too much to hope that we've seen the last of Fandaniel, we have dealt his schemes a telling blow this day, and that alone is cause to celebrate. And celebrate I will, when we've received word of Arenvald's safe return. Yeah, I would like to hear news on that front, also. Actually. Alphino's minded to share his account of the events that unfolded in Paglth'an with the Sultana. Standing around here worrying's not going to help matters. Come, we must discuss the day's events with Pippin and her grace.
Brave scions! Would that I could treat you to a hero's welcome, but I bear urgent news from the frontistery?
I don't know what or where that is.
Your Grace,
whatever's the matter?
As our troops withdrew from Paglth'an, they came upon the 2 scouts sent to the nearby tower. I have yet to hear a full account, but it seems that one of them, your friend, I believe, had been wounded and was being dragged away by the other.
Oh no. I must go. Forgive me, Your Grace. Can you tell us aught of Arenvald's condition, Your Grace? The wounded scout.
Naught save that it is grave. The chirurgeons tend to him even as we speak.
The infirmary must be inundated with the wounded. If all of us go, we'll only get underfoot. Derman, Estinian, would you mind going after Alphino? He may need some support from someone other than me. Very well. Thank you. The rest of us will see to it that the relevant people know what took place in Paglth'an. Well, looks like it's you and me. Come on then. Okay, so for real though, where is that place? She said. Somewhere around here. Did you find it? I take it Alphino is fond of Arenvald. I know how he feels, but hand-wringing isn't going to help anyone. You'd better have a word. Okay, oh. Here, I don't think we've ever had anything bring us here before. Instead of standing there gawping, why don't you tell your friend to stop whining like an underfed dog? People are fighting for their lives in there. I'll let him know. Glad you're back.
Please tell me something. Anything.
Another one come to see the lad in silver armor. Master D'Amelio? I don't know, is attending to him as we speak. If you'd be so kind as to wait. What did Guys, stop saying his name. What did Master D'Amelio say? Tell me his exact words. Come on, let them do their work. But... You're right. Forgive me. When we said our farewells to Arenvald, I was afraid that something like this might happen, but now that it has, all we can do is wait.
Fordola, have you been waiting here all this time?
We have done what we can. The rest is up to him.
May we see him?
I do not think that wise. You must let him sleep.
Thank you for bringing him back. He owes you his life. I just wish I had been there. Perhaps, I don't know. Perhaps I could have...
Could have what? Got tempered? Don't flatter yourself. You can't save everyone. No one can. Not even the warrior of bloody light. People die all the time, for no good reason. And those who take up the sword die quicker than most. If you're going to shed a tear every time a soldier falls on the battlefield, you'd best stay away. It's no place for the weak of heart.
It may be that victory cannot be won without cost. But all life is precious, and I refuse to shrug at its loss.
All life is precious! Oh, you need to grow up, little man. Before your sparkling ideals get everyone killed.
You're right. He is idealistic. But the world has more than its fair share of realists, like you and me. It's people like him who dare to dream that things could be better, and make it happen against all the odds. They are the ones whose names live on forever. The heroes.
The battlefield's littered with would-be heroes. At this rate, you'll lot'll be next. And what'll become of your precious dreams then? They'll be gone. Like dust on the wind.
Dreams worth fighting for don't die so easily.
Doing all right, bud. I know. There's nothing more I can do here. Come, let us rejoin the others. Her Grace invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to join her in the Fragrant Chamber. Your comrades have already arrived. Will the three of you be joining them? We will.
Your Grace, pray forgive us our lateness.
Think not of that. I understand a close comrade of yours was wounded in the line of duty. Arenvold. It was at the Alliance's behest that he risked all, and we are grieved to hear of his condition. Rest assured, he will receive the finest care our chirurgeons can provide. On that you have my word. Now, we would share with you the findings of the mission. Pippin, pray relate to our guests the details of Fordola's account.
First Bahamut, now Ifrit. Or Lunar Ifrit, as Fan Daniel would doubtless have it.
'Tis now all but certain that the towers were conceived to facilitate the summoning of primals by those imprisoned within. Less certain is the means by which the Telophoroi constrain the wills of said entities to enact their designs in defiance of the pleas of their victims.
Mayhap they do not. If mere proximity to the towers is enough to make loyal servants of the Empire's mortal enemies, it stands to reason that the same is true for those held captive. They invoke their gods for the good of Garlemald, and in their disturbed state of mind, summon a primal whose form reflects their own alteration.
It all begins to make sense. Upon closer inspection, I realized that the towers bear a striking resemblance to a much larger structure which Urianger and I observed from afar during our visit to the Imperial capital. Assuming it too is capable of tempering those in its immediate vicinity, it would go some way to explain the swiftness with which the Telophoroi managed to rally so many Imperials to their cause.
While the situation in Garlemald is indeed troubling, I fear we have more immediate concerns. Ifrit was not the only primal summoned. At approximately the same time, observers at several other towers bore witness to the emergence of further such entities. For a blessing, none appear to wield aught approaching the destructive power of Bahamut, and the Grand Companies are moving to deal with the threat even as we speak.
Dermot, what are we feeling here? I'm sure she has reasoning. Let's hear it. The Grand Companies, Your Grace. Is that wise?
Though we are aware that the task will not be easy, we would call upon the Scions only as a last resort. Pray, conserve your strength for now. After all, it was not so very long ago that you rid us of Bahamut. On which note, I am pleased to report that our talks with the Amalja have reached an agreeable conclusion. They have pledged their full support to our cause. It is our hope that this historic agreement will encourage other tribes to join us at the negotiating table. And I know that I speak for all of the Allied leaders when I say that we will welcome them with open arms at such time as they do. Of course, this was only made possible by the feats of heroism performed at Paglth'an. Moreover, we shall not allow the sacrifices of those fallen in battle to have been made in vain. As hope leads to victory, shall victory lead to a new dawn for Eorzea.
May these words ever be our guide, Your Grace.
Now, if you will forgive me, I must consult with the Syndicate on the matter of our new allies' integration. Till next we meet, my friends, I bid you safe travels and blessed respite.
We need a big fancy table in our place. Maybe in my office. Amidst this great push for peace with the beast tribes, we would do well to remember that old prejudices yet remain. It is a delicate political dance, and I do not envy the Sultana her task, nor any alliance leader. Goodness, you are all here, huh? Lots of chatting. If there's no reason to linger, I'll take my leave. Don't you budge an inch. Sit still for 2 seconds. Alphino knows only too well that sacrifices are an unavoidable part of conflict. But knowing something does not change how one feels about it. You yourself have shared adventures with Arenvald, have you not? Then I shall say no more. With the secrets of the towers thus laid bare, our duty to prevent further abductions taketh on new import. Fail in this, and our enemy shall punish our negligence with a plague of primals. Even without the threat of tempering to contend with, the Grand Companies have quite a task on their hands. Regardless of Her Grace's protestations to the contrary, it may be best to dispatch a few of our own to assist in the endeavor. Remind me to mention it to Tataru, would you? She's probably on it already, but sure. Though we've won our first battle against the Telophoroi, and made significant discoveries to boot, the war's scarcely begun. We must steel ourselves for what lies ahead. Right then. Unless anyone has any objections, I think it's about time we returned to the Rising Stones. And that includes you, Alphino. Arenvald is in good hands here. Of course. He would doubtless mock me for pacing about the infirmary. Let us retire, then, that we might regain our strength in readiness for the coming challenges. If all are in agreement, then, I shall let Kryl know to expect us. A hot bath and a hearty meal shouldn't be beyond arranging with the time available. That sounds lovely. It'll be good to be home. I have some thinking to do. Yes, I'll try asking him. And thank you. I shall look forward to it. Our comrades eagerly await our return, and Kryl in particular has a few matters she's keen to discuss, one of which concerns you, Estinian, believe it or not. You will join us, won't you? Fine. Yay. You're stuck with us now. Really? I thought you said you were avoiding that Baldesian woman. If I refused, she would only pursue me. Sound logic. Let's get this over with, shall we? That sounds pretty good. You know what? Let's snap on back. I'm ready for that hot bath. Yeah. Snapped into a cutscene again.
Welcome back. I expect you must all be exhausted. Ere you take your rest, however, I would beg a moment of your time. Thanks to Arenvald's selfless efforts, we may now be confident that we understand the function of the towers. But many questions remain regarding the reason for the summonings and what lurks behind the looming edifice in Garlemald. Until such questions are answered, we will struggle to devise an effective strategy for thwarting the Telophoroi's stated aim. Nothing less than the destruction of this star. And so, given the gravity of the situation, I move that we petition the aid of Sharlayan.
Ooh.
'Tis possible the ancient knowledge preserved within our archives may hide a clue to our enemy's methods. But given Sharlayan's established policy of non-intervention, Our former colleagues are not like to aid us in its discovery.
Oh, I well remember what they're like. The Forum's barefaced refusal to assist you in the days prior to the calamity must rank as Sharlayan's most shameful act since the Exodus. But were the final days to be reenacted, it would spell doom for us all. Surely even they cannot turn a blind eye to that. I trust we are all of the same mind on this matter. Urgent as it seemed, I took the liberty of petitioning the Alliance for leave to act as Eorzea's emissary, and have since received their blessing.
I presume your role as a student of Baldesion will carry some weight with the Forum?
One can but hope. If truth be told, our organization has been a shadow of its former self ever since the disappearance of the Isle of Val. But the name does still retain some degree of prestige. I only pray it will be enough. If there are no objections, I shall depart for Sharlayan at once. But before I do, I should also mention the other matter to which I would devote some time during my stay. After hearing what transpired in the first, I began to question the true nature of Hydaelyn's blessing, a topic I have discussed at some length with Y'shtola.
We were wondering, when was the last time Hydaelyn spoke to you directly?
That's a good question. Near the end of the Dragonsong War, or that day in the Crystarium. Did we hear from her directly in the Crystarium? Well, I guess we heard the hear, feel, think thing. I don't know for sure if that was actually her. Has actually been a bit, huh? Yeah, the only one I'm certain about would be near the end of the Dragonsong War. Hadn't really thought about it.
When you regained her blessing, was it not? But never since. Not in all your time in the First, when you faced the Unsundered, the very heart of Zodiark.
History shows us that Hydaelyn is able to awaken the echo in her chosen, convey her will directly, and grant the blessing of light. To our knowledge, however, she has not sought to intervene in man's affairs for some considerable time.
Might not the explanation for that lie with her choice of champion? Mayhap she is content to trust in his judgment.
Mayhap she is. But following my initial discussion with Kryl, I made inquiries of my own, and as far as I am able to tell, Hydaelyn has not made her will known to anyone.
During my time in the First, the Oracle of Light spoke to me through Reen. But that was not the will of Hydaelyn. It was Minfilia herself.
Indeed. And while she and Hydaelyn were inextricably linked, Minfilia yet acted of her own volition. A messenger, yes, but one who spoke with her own voice.
I wonder, could Hydaelyn's silence suggest the presence of some disruptive force, perhaps? Some obstacle to communication? While I share Urianger's high opinion of your conduct, I see no reason why she would deny you her guidance altogether. Then again, who am I to say? The fact is, we simply don't know. But if the explanation is to be found anywhere, I can think of worse places to look than the archives of Sharlayan, and their research on the Ethereal Sea in particular. Resolved though I am to go, believe me when I say that I take no pleasure in the thought of leaving you a member short. Now of all times. Estinian, we stand on the eve of a struggle that will decide the fate of this star. One in which we Scions may play a telling part. Yet we are but few in number. And so I must ask you again, will you join us?
You see the world the way you want it to be. I see the world the way it is. You are idealistic to a fault. But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never close your eyes to their suffering. And somehow, your deeds lend truth to your words, giving the lie to my doubts in so doing. I have seen others draw strength from your belief. In Ishgard, in Alamigo, you inspired them to stand up and fight. To win, no less. And even when you lost those you held dear, you carried their spirit with you and made their memory your guiding light. The burden of so many hopes and dreams would be too heavy for most to bear. But you bear it willingly, as you have shown me. Some dreams are too important to let go. If you have need of my strength, it's yours. After all you've done, how could I refuse?
Thank you, Estinian. Whatever challenges await us, I shall not falter. You have my word.
And now, I may bid you farewell. Safe in the knowledge that all is as it should be. In this little corner of the world, at least.
You will be sorely missed. Tread warily in Sharlayan, and do try not to let the Forum embroil you in their politics. A forlorn hope, I know, given the individuals involved.
I shall do my very best. Farewell.
Go get him. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace.
Well, does this one meet with your approval? Apparently not. Or could it be that you're still upset about the dragons?
You are unwise to remind me of so costly a failure. It will not affect our plans, I trust.
Oh, hardly at all. Though, admittedly, the chances of us being able to procure any more Mericidian dragons are rather slimmer following Tiamat's reappearance. Oh, but the seeds have been sown, my lord! We have only to wait for them to quicken! Speaking of preparations, is it safe to assume that you will be ready to control you-know-what?
The hour draws nigh. This nation, forged for Ascian ends, will finally prove its worth.
A mighty empire, now no more than an instrument of this star's destruction. What a pleasure it will be to put it to use. Which brings me back to our earlier topic. My lord, while I appreciate that it is not an easy decision, it really is past time you chose your weapon.
There is one that I have been meaning to test.
Well, well, not quite what I was expecting, though I will say, it does seem rather apt.
Concerns for another time. Hey, Tataru, there you are. Goodness, there's a lot of you. All right. If I'm to pursue this course, I must be prepared for the hardships that lie ahead. If you've need of my lance, I'll be ready. If not, I'll be reserving my strength in preparation for the next battle. But since you're here, I have a question. The Scions are in close contact with the East Aldenard Trading Company of Kugane, yes? I was wondering if they could place an order for some sun-dried squid. I don't seem to be able to find it in these parts. That's right, you were kicking around out there, weren't you? Missing the food. The sudden appearance of the towers will surely not have escaped the Forum's notice. I would like to think they would be receptive to Kryle's request for cooperation in investigating the matter, but unfortunately their reputation would suggest otherwise. It strikes me as odd that, rather than marching on one of the city-states, the Telophoroi have so far made only sporadic attacks. I doubt they'd go to the trouble of putting up all those towers if that was all they had in store for us. None can deny that Heidelin's blessing has been a great boon to our cause, but much remains unknown with regard to her true intentions. Given everything we've learned from our encounters with the Ascians, we must keep our minds open to any and all possibilities. Unsettlingly true. Thank you. Though we know not the full extent of the Telophoroi schemes, preventing further abductions must take precedence above all else, for therein lieth the key to depriving our enemy of its most potent weapon. And finally, amidst all the fighting, it's easy to forget what we've achieved, isn't it? I mean, we cured Tiamat. Tiamat, for heaven's sake. You will tell me if I've become insufferably smug, won't you? Because the way things are going, it feels like a definite possibility. You've earned a little smugness, I think. Well, it looks like I'm going to have a busy few moons. Not that they ever seem to be anything but. Thancred's got me dispatching troops to every corner of the realm, which is not to say I don't trust the Alliance, because I do, but when it comes to putting down primals, nobody does it better than us. Well, than you lot, more accurately. You won't catch me trading blows with a primal in the near future. But for every fell fiend you vanquish, there's countless meals to arrange, baths to fill, sheets to wash, stores to replenish, and the list goes on. Which is where I come in. And gladly, mind you. It's the least I can do to support the Scions who risk life and limb. Like poor Arenvald. I wish there was something we could do for him. But we'll just have to settle for saying the odd prayer and keeping a roof over our heads. It wouldn't do to have him come back to a complete shambles now, would it? But that's enough of my rambling. Off you go and get some rest. If there are any developments, I promise you'll be the first to know. Thank you. Very much appreciated, but that's quite enough for today. We've been going for a bit. I will see you all next time for some more Shadowbringers, what very little of it remains. Take care until then, all of you. Goodbye.